Hello, peeps. Thought I'd drop by for a minute or two. Um, it's gonna be a little scattered today. We're gonna go down a bit of a rabbit hole. Okay. I'm gonna try not to be here for too awful long, so pieces are just gonna be thrown the hell out where they are. And, because there's so much to some of these pieces that branch off into about 5,000 different ways. Although, hopefully in the next few minutes, you'll be able to see some of where things lead back to. Now, what got me thinking about this was the mention of Lady CG today, plus a little clip played by the Jerks. Little short blip where Jenna is saying that Benny and Ziggy had her doing their dirty work. Right. Okay. Now, I know the talk of the town is the whole, oh my gosh, fake DSCS, but I think we all knew that from the beginning, though I wasn't in that chat much of the time. I really think part of that was alluring for me, just because of other things at the time. But even then, I knew what happened. Dumb bitch was saying was bullshit, plus it just defies all logic, reason, and common sense. You didn't have to be a genius, okay? On top of that, you gotta think, you know, been around the boys prior to them being taken, so yeah, I knew what that bitch was saying was bullshit. But anyway, so it didn't take a super genius. Anyway, I know that's the talk of the town, but that little blip of Jenna caught my attention. I'm like, huh, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Anyway, so, here's the thing. Also, it's such a rabbit hole, isn't it? One that'll try to make you feel crazy or look crazy, whatever. I just don't care. I can still see the crazies, so therefore I think we're all good. Anyway, and I am fully aware that they get nutters up to some of the most insane things in here. They use these people that are not so well to do some of the most criminal or wonky things, okay? And get them up to shenanigans. Research, stalking, harassment, in-person garbage, you know, that type of thing. It's just one of their things around here, okay? Um, Fake panel writing threats, you know. It's how they roll around here. So, alright. I will tell you that there's one thing very much in common with myself, my kids, Candace and Dawn, and Monster and his people. That one thing is green eyes. Alright. Green eyes was used against all of us. Okay? It was a way to get all kinds of things done. It was also one of the first lure-ins for Monster and Connects and whatever. I tried to warn whatever, right? This begins a cycle. But green eyes, oh, green eyes. And I've sort of known this since the word go. Any of y'all who were over in Facebook days know what the hell that one's all about and how the difference between that one and the one that's present now and all the other goofy stuff goes. Okay. Alright. Mini swaps for that one. Alright. So I end up down, I'm like, you know what? Because what I'm trying to do for the next few days is put together some of this stuff I still need. So I am trying to make this one short. But, anyway. Oh God, it's so hard every time to figure out where to start. And because it's just this twisted ass tree of YouTube criminal con douche nozzles, nutters, Karens, true crime junkies, pretend don't fuck around with cats. It's a freaking cesspool of insanity, okay? And the way in which it has done this in Summer's case, and all of our lives in the community is just beyond sick and absurd, and it is so multifaceted, complex, and so many involved in it. But so few, in a way. Most of these things come back to these main creators. And when I say main, I mean, like, you have the little shit stains like Benny and Sharon. I mean, you have lower tier ones, of course. You have the nutters they use. You have bigger ones than Sharon, Benny, T, and Penny, Junie, Adrian's, Jason's, whatever. But, alright, there really is like a system and a web and whatever the hell else they want to say over here that's wrong as fuck. Right? Alright, so now, Lady, CG, if you put in it, all you really get is, what is that? Criminal something that Gosper with LC now, which I guess criminal Gosper CG, right? But what gets me is you put in, um, Lady Justice, you also get the same thing. I'm like, what the hell? The reason I say Lady Justice is for a reason. Y'all remember Lady Justice being around during the Billboard? Mystery Angels, Scamathon, around Chase. Now, I tried to make you think there were several of them. Anybody remember her from the beginning? Hmm? Now, I know lockdown recently did a piece, right? Right. I think there was a reason for that. Yep. All right. Good God, it really is. You don't know where to go with this. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna start here. I'm gonna play a piece I put up the other day. It's the one October 2021 after I broke scam. No, I'm sorry. It's the hoaxes with C&D and CHER Voices Behind the Law targeting us in 2021. And make no mistake, that was targeted at myself and Monster and everybody else, but mostly this one. Now, what was happening there? Because that was November 17th of 2021. What happens during that period is I'd also been given a, quote, threat again near and around those days to stay offline for a certain amount of days again, which will fall into a whole bunch of other things. But anyway, rebates. So here's what I want you to see. Not my forehead. But, you know, it's not. I don't care. Alright. No, dear. Okay, well, that's. Hold on. That did not help a lick. Yeah, well, it's fine. It's fine. For this moment, I'll wipe it off here in a second. Alright. This is my video from the other day. She heard something about rebates. So, is there? Not sure, but just we're getting it as we go. So Mr. CHER is not going to be ending the stream anytime soon. We're not going to be. We're staying on until we find out what's going on. Until we know, because finally we're getting somewhere. Maybe. Do any of you know on Wells property or in that immediate area, is there a deep body of water? Because I don't think there is. So what would the divers be doing? There is. Yes, there is. Like they got that little creek, but it's not something that you actually need divers for. No, there's a couple of she's actually left. There's a few like ponds. There's a few ponds, yeah. One or two of them were searched. But the thing is, what I'm hearing right now, it sounds like they've been watching and behind Julie's house there is something. It'd be somewhere that was searched before it looks as though if it's true, it remains have been moved around, from my understanding. The place where they're at now has been searched, I believe, 3 times before. Fake stage thing to try and discredit me and the contract, so we can't talk about it. He was really being dumb and thinking like we would all just, because there is a part of me that thinks it's true just because of my conversation with Candace. Yeah, people are saying that Candace sent a video to Cabanelli proving no one's there. So why the hell would she tell you that they were? I don't think exactly really looking back either. What? Everybody's hacked. Everybody's hacked.
So, everybody's active. Okay, here's the deal. Ronnie Thompson is there. There is several sheriffs and detectives there. There is also searches happening. Yeah. Oh. Roll call. No, absolutely. Yeah, I've been trying to do, but there's a thing going on with two neighbors, and then yes, it's about summer, and they're going back and forth and everything right now. And yes, they are there. They're still there. Yes. Right now. There are divers that are, I don't know if there's divers today, but yes, divers are going back. I've even heard divers already were there over this past weekend. But yeah, there are things going on, and up until 25 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, we were talking back and forth like that with me. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with John. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with John. And right now, there's no response on their phone. Is going right to voicemail with John. Yep, something's happening right now. We don't know what for sure. But, yeah, listen up. Something's going on. But CHER was in contact with John and Candace, and within the last 20 minutes, they've gone radio silent. They have their phones off. Yeah, and talking with a very good, well-known bounty hunter, and she knows a lot, man. She always gets me shit before everyone else knows. Blue Moon remains from where I've heard two stories now. I've heard on the Wells property and on a neighbor's property. So we don't know for sure. We don't even know if the word remains found. It is a favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. Favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. Favorite bounty hunter in the world. Said she heard something about remains. So.
All right. I just don't know where to begin with all the receipts. I really don't. Alright. So I'm just going to do it this way. So this one, right? November 8th. Lady Justice and her husband are apparently bounty hunters. Right? Can y'all see it? Is it clear enough? Can you see it? Okay. Bounty hunter. November 3rd. November 8th, I'm sorry, 2021. Then by the 11th, because guess who pops up we're talking about? Daryl Jacobs, Green Eyes. You know, Lady Justice is on Jacobs as well. So anyway, and this was the 11th. By that point, they'd figured out that supposedly just the husband, but initially both. Right? Alright. Yes, she's been on Chips before that fundraiser telling how her and her husband moved to Tennessee. He's a bounty hunter. Right? Right. Because it's told, right? Story goes that from the very beginning I was told that Lady Justice's husband was Green Eyes. Okay? And then they tried to mislead me and say that it was Lean-Ons, and all this sort of shit, and then that whatever, and the killer looks whole thing. But anyway, so moral of the story. Originally, it was told that Lady Justice and her husband are bounty hunters, and also her husband was actually Daryl Jacobs, and they had moved here to Tennessee. All right, hear this one up here talking about her favorite bounty hunter. Yeah, keep that in mind. November 17th was the date of that hoax. All right. Call bullshit.
Do you want to go there? Balls in your court, honey. Catch it with your asshole. All right, people, here we go.
Hello, everyone. I do not sound like myself. I went through it and this more.
Yes, she has, Mr. Gold.
Listen, guys, I'm going to try to make this as short and brief as possible. I will along the way. Because again, hello, everyone. I do not sound like myself. I went through it and this more.
Hey, Paula.
Listen, guys, I'm going to try to make this as short and brief as possible.
Mystical.
Along the way. Because again, you will hear this child in the background. I've been abused, stalked, harassed, made to look like a crazy bitch because I found this kid.
Now that's going too far. after she's been stalked, harassed, and made to look crazy. Everything after that, whatever. But I believe she's been harassed, terrorized, tormented. Oh, absolutely. Here's why. Listen to this next bit.
Next up, bail bonds company, which I never ever was associated with.
Huh. She wishes she'd never associated with him. You know, this dude at the bail bond company who would be, oh, I don't know, a bounty hunter? That's at the 34-minute mark on my boys. Because I can't find this video titled F Corruption, spelled EFF, on her channel, which was Justice 22. Anyway, so yeah, this is at the 34-minute mark. The other one was at the 28-minute mark. Y'all want to hear it again?
If I swear to God, if I see her fucking subscribers go up, I'm gonna be pissed.
Obviously, they're never gonna put it on the press because everyone here is crooked and corrupt. Next up, bail bonds company, which I never ever was associated with. They ruined it for us. The neighbors ruined it for us. 4472 Chucky River Road. That's the address. Any house on this road, if you come here, 4472 Chucky River Road.
So the bounty hunter she was working with and pretended to be one of it first, and the neighbors ruined it for her and them. Okay. Anyway, Chucky River Road, it's in Morristown, just a few minutes down the road from all of us, right? Especially Rogersville. All right. So y'all make of that what you will. Hold on just a second. And mind you, this is the same lady, just it's fine. Anyway, so because our original channel, she also did tarot readings, shit like that. The other ones lined her up with that, identifying her as being the one on the ground here. All right, flame her. And as you can see, she ain't, you know. So yeah, I'm on bad as they've been tying up loose ends and trying to keep people silenced and quiet. I'm sure she has faced quite a bit of actual harassment and everything else. Right? I'm sure. About guarantee you that. All right. Now, let's. And then AB had done a piece on her own third. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm just gonna put this in here real quick. You're gonna say, Jody, see, why in the fuck does this matter? Well, it matters because Penny had Lady Justice inside the road with Chase and the rest. Trespassing, helping take the pictures and watch Candace and Dawn, so that the pictures fed back to Penny and them could then be shown as the fake Fed doing it and watching. There's what matters. So it all leads right back to fake county, my favorite one, doesn't it? Oh, but it gets better. Oh boy, does it get better. Right. All right. Really does. Now around the 17th, when that was happening, Keys and Cher were on trying to call me a murderer, this and that and the other, with that hoax bullshit. Okay? Alright. On top of that, mind you, there was a call with Candace on Prayer Boy that day. I don't know if it's still up or not. And apparently it was that Candace had told Cher that. But Dawn told Cam and Chase it wasn't true. So you had Candace doing one thing while Dawn was doing another. The equalizer was running amok, and Cher's chat saying the neighbor didn't let him search, that would be us, and blah, blah, and the remains of Summer had been found there. The equalizer is like, people reporting Don and Candace have 7, la la, shade, yeah, anyway. So there's all that. And then, anyway, what had happened at the same time was they also, one of these dipshits and merry band of freaks around that whole thing decided to Um, and see, the night before that was sort of planned. There was a live I did, and then they were doing lives insinuating something was afoot. Uh, um, oh, that was the live I did where I mentioned and I laughed at the SUV, the black one that was supposedly seen coming in and out with all POC like Scarface. And then something about that pissed on off. He went over to the labs, started blurting and talking about Knoxville and SUVs, all the things, right? And then started calling Josh the N word 1,600 times. And then that hoax pawn shit happened the next day. Um, so that's how that chain of events goes. But then also, the Summer Wells group helped, the Facebook group helped spur that rumor as well. Sure did. It's great. Especially if you know who's behind all those Summer Wells Facebook groups. Yeah, okay. But we also had the FBI show up here. Someone had called them on myself, Monster, and Little. I know this because I seen Monster after we done visited whatever, and I figured, well, it means that one's having to leave work to go there to be interviewed because these dipshits in there had all called, that's what. But what happened when they got here was that there was also videos put around this rotation saying that Monster was living here with us and that Summer's dead body was in the camp. They did that with crap canceling it and then twisted, and it was just full on onslaught. Okay. So see Monster and Picasso, I'm like, yeah, they've probably been, called out too. So, it was bullshit, right? And that's when, it was like, whatever. It was an onslaught. Thanks to this crew, CHER, Cams, the Lady Justices, the whole nine, right? And all because somebody got their pants and lighted up for because I laughed at a black SUV that's whole damn community laughed at anyway. So whatever. Okay. And then he went on panel to call Josh and we're in between those two things. Then what you have is, Lord, where to begin with this? You have like um But this falls into the monster thing, right? So then by the 19th, it started, this is one of Jacob's accounts, Daryl, right? Although this started before. Jody USA Summers Brothers with Andy, it's out. You pedo, Jody USA Summers Brothers with Andy. Why your fat pedo ass trying to scare Andy from telling the truth? Fat fuck. You busted fat fuck. And then he's trying to call. Pedo Sue. I rolled my eyes at it. I was like, how original. Brings up pedo locked on. Enjoy what you got coming. Locked on. And then he brings up my son and he goes, sick boy, he's done. And then I don't want to dox anybody's number. Not monsters either. Anyway, here's what happens, right? You see that? Can y'all see it at all? It says Polly tells all. He's got Polly spelled wrong, but Polly spells all. I was like, no idea who this Polly is that you and your skis related band of freaks keep mentioning in the chats in here, but okay. They tell me to call Monster and ask. And they tell me they have his number. And asked if I need it. Right. Weird, huh? That goes into another branch of things. And then this is what's getting weird now. Everybody knows you posted fake pics of him, blah, blah, right? Interesting. 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 Right? And then it's, blah, 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 bullshit. And then I'm enjoying the clowning they're doing on you. Alright. Now, this is just like one of the three. 45,000 accounts for Daryl. Here's where this gets super interesting-ish. Alright, let's see here. You know what? It's in the first few minutes. I know it is. So we'll just go over here. Actually, look at it. This is a question. No, fine.
Domestic violence. That doesn't mean that they're discounting.
All right. This is the first, quote, favorite handler of Monster. Yeah, I'm sure you recognize it.
But that were from the darkest. Chapters. These are 3 predators who worked at Nickelodeon. You get comfortable with people until you're. And he'll drive with his mother and father. Jody Sue moved.
That's how dumb this bitch is. She says that he lives with his mom and dad at Ben Hill. But anyway, it's fine. And then I moved out, whatever. And she's an idiot. And you'll see how much Flyer Monster is in this one, by the way, because he tells her he's single at this point. No. Obviously, we all know that's some bullshit, but he was doing that so nobody in the world would know he'd been cheating. Doesn't take a genius. Anyway, carry on. Because if they knew, then they'd know what I was saying was truth. It'd just be too soon, you know.
Hey, good morning. It's Piper, and I am here this morning really early. I am up and at 'em, and I have an echo somewhere. Okay, sorry about that. I hope it's fixed. Morning, Diane. Morning, Country Christian. Hey, girl. How are you? Actually, I was thinking of you yesterday and was going to message you. Hi, Jax. Good morning. Love you, Jax. So I am speaking today about Voldemort, otherwise known as Andy, aka the ex of Jody Sue Brown, who.
This is posted November 27th, 2021.
Used now to live across the street from the Wells family when Summer went missing. So Jody Sue's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend still lives in that house at 125 Ben Hill Drive with his mother and father. Jody Sue moved out and the two of them broke up. Jody Sue has spoken a lot on many panels and has said that Voldemort, or Andy, is a narcissist or a narcopath, is what she calls him. And oh, thank you, Country Kitchen. Hi, Martin. How are you? Thanks for sharing it. I didn't even do that. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. Thank you, Country. So anyway, Jody Sue's had her say, and Voldemort, or Andy, has stayed very, very quiet and has not really said much. And I ended.
Y'all, this is 2021. This was literally, as soon as the orders were put in place, he was talking about something with these people. And I'm getting to prove that, plus some green eyes and some fed property. He's been back here the whole time, while he is mind fucked by the courts, police, everybody else being like, she's one of YouTube joke of mine. He's been working with this group to do what's been done to us. All the way down to last time, where his family /AC /chicken on a stick put in a false. Look, this is ridiculous and absurd. He's been here the whole time. This was November 20th. She's had her saying he's not really been able to speak. Bitch, there's orders of protection in place. But it gets better. I'm gonna let this play while this.
Someone gave me his number.
Someone gave her his number. But, oh, but. Here's Penny and Piper. Oh yeah, there's Penny and Piper in Discord. Piper going, Voldemort called me. Voldemort called her. You see, Voldemort called her. And she had to tell Penny. Interesting, huh? Seriously, Piper goes, Voldemort called me. We talked for 56 minutes. I'm shook! Can you see it enhanced? Is it clear? Piper. With Penny. Yep. Oh, I hear you. Okay, no, and Penny's like, I'd be afraid to talk to him. Same feeling back on. Piper goes, I hear you. Okay, no worries at all. I'm just new to this part of YouTube, talking to people involved in a case. So I was going to ask your advice. We can chat after the holiday. He actually was really nice. He didn't talk bad about JS. He just said same stuff she said. He admitted bad stuff he'd done and said it was a bad relationship and he's glad it's over and they can both move on. Penny goes, my advice is don't. There's nothing about them relevant to Summer that TV, FBI, LA don't already know. You're just opening yourself up to a world of slanderous accusations from Jody Sue and all the people who pretend to support her. Right. But now keep in mind, she says there, he called her. But on the live, what was that?
So I called him on the 3-day and oh, thank you, Country Kitchen. Hi, Martin. How are you? Thanks for sharing it. I didn't even do that. I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. Thank you, Country. So anyway, Jody Sue's had her say, and Voldemort, or Andy, has stayed very, very quiet and has not really said much. And I ended up, someone gave me his number. So I called him on 3 days ago, 24th of November. And we texted for a little bit. Then we talked on the phone for, 56 minutes, I believe it was. Almost an hour.
Mm.
And then we spoke again yesterday, briefly, through text. And I don't know what to say about him. I really didn't get to talk to him long enough to form an opinion, so I don't want to say anything bad. I will say he did mention $500 for an interview with him.
Huh. $500, you say? Here's the problem. What Big Eyes tells me that, well, Voldemort / Andy is going around the channels since the 18th of November. She sent me these on the 18th of November, which is wildly the day after the hoax and shit. Pawns, me, the body, 18th of November. Andy is going around to some channels wanting to tell what he knows for money. I was like, you're kidding me. Which channels? Nope. Swear on a stack of Bibles he came to Kevin and Brooks at Crime Lines and Lies. I was like, any messages or proof of that? Are they keys filming? She goes, they talked on the phone. And Brooks doesn't record phone stuff. I was like, how long ago, and did he verify it's him? She goes, no, definitely not keys filming, and they don't pay for interviews, so I wonder why he tried to go to the channel. I said, I don't know, haven't a clue. I'm sure he'll find someone. He wanted $500. $500. So just really days after our order protection was in. He was here surfing, wanting $500 an interview. He was looking for people. And they tell me, I told Brooke she should have taped it. Just don't be surprised if he shows up somewhere, maybe Tiffany or MGL's. Anyway, $500. Then you'll notice the other day on live where Trevor and Brooks ate me. Brooks admitted to the yes, Andy / Voldemort had indeed asked her for $500, and she told him no. Remember that moment in time? I can play it if you'd like. Alright. So.
I promptly told him I don't have $500 for an interview and that he might try some of the bigger channels. And at that point, he really seemed like he wasn't interested. So in that way, he and Jody Sue are very similar.
So after she told him she didn't have $500 to give him, he didn't seem interested anymore. He didn't seem a bit fucking interested in doing shit. Talking about shit, doing nothing. And she goes, in that way, him and Jody Sue are very similar. Well, you know what? You found me one motherfucking creator over here in YouTube that can say they've ever paid me for an interview or panel. I'll wait. You ain't gonna find one. Not one. So no, we ain't slimming at all, but hey, it helped start the bullshit, didn't it?
So, what did Voldemort say?
With Piper, who's connected to Penny, obviously, and they knew them. Oh dear. Gets better though.
I've got a list of stuff in my mind, so I'm going to go through it, and I'm not going to look at chat because I don't want to get
in here just so for posterity's sake. Now remind you that Piper did change dates. She also edited the other video where she said she wasn't releasing the calls because it would get Voldemort/Andy in trouble in the order book. Right. But then her, Scott, Shay, the rest pumped out all the bullshit.
distracted
But that's okay, I've got that one too.
and forget things. But after I'm done, I'll look at chat. If you have any...
And remember, that was just a few days. It was released right near court in 22 and shit. So anyway, there you go.
questions, like if you wonder if I asked this or that, please ask, because I could forget something. I asked him about the sound. You know, Jody Sue, how do I know that it's the real? Diane Ashley asked, how do I know it's the real Andy? Was the source reliable? So I don't know if the source was reliable, but I do know it was the real Andy. Also, I spoke to his mother, and she was pretty upset. And at first was kind of yelling in the background, and then, you know, she calmed down a little bit. They've been harassed, I guess, quite a bit by people. And I don't know.
Huh. Y'all remember that message from Green Eyes a minute ago? It said Polly. Polly told all. He called him well before this date. Y'all have seen that message. Mm-hmm. Polly tells all. And then down Polly is ex's new girlfriend that I'm girlfriend more on. I enjoy my destruction, which blah blah blah. Remember, and he starts up around the same time hoax calls, the FBI, the fake bullshit didn't work, so obviously. Why are you fat pedo ass trying to scare Andy from telling the truth? Blah blah blah. Right? Alright, I want this play bit.
Know how anybody faking could have told me this information, and tonight on Ziggy's live, she did confirm some of the information that I had that nobody would have. For instance, I have a screenshot that, and you know, I'm not trying to shame anybody here, but what I'm saying, it's, you know, for evidence proof that I was speaking to Andy. Andy sent a screenshot of he and Jody Sue talking, and Jody Sue was asking for him to come over so that they could have sex.
Now watch this. And they've raised hell about this message, right? They've made it a thing. And we discussed it, and why it went down, and this and there, because you see, Monster never said shit to me. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and it was a good way to sort of judge, um, you know, which cycle or what he was in or out of, or if he was coming, So, alright.
So I mentioned that to her in Ziggy's live, and she did not deny it at all. In fact, she gave an excuse for it, about being abused and how, that cycle works. So I do
Now
this
listen to that
information,
again.
and
I didn't give an excuse for it. It's how it works. In order to judge what Monster's up to, whether it was a 3-day, 2-day takeoff, whatever was going on, right? It was sort of a weather vane way to figure out what part of a cycle we're in. If I was safe enough to reach out for, help, orders, but because it had a different feel on it this time anyway. But it was a typical thing during the abuse cycle. Anyway, hair tail around here, and according to Monster, that's the last text between his bubble and me begging for sex. No, it's not. This is the last message. Me telling me he would never abuse or neglect us again. I was done being given diseases after whatever. I'm done with you mentally, emotionally harming us as well. And I was like, I really should anyway, since I told him I called the cops if he come anywhere near us, and I really should anyway, since I'm still wearing the last fading bruises. And him threatening to burn the house down again, and la la. I was like, I'm done hiding your abuse, your mental illness, your craziness, just so you're okay and not outed, and so you don't hurt me or kill me. You truly are just evil and sick, and you really do need help, and honestly, some sort of mandated classes and counseling. Those, see, it's the last messages. Anyway, but this shows that Piper was working with Ziggy, Monster was working with him by this point, and putting out information to start hurting us with the order of protection in place. While he maintained courts, he was not doing so. Mind you, just days before this, he had been about violated even by Hawkins County themselves because he had went under another account asking about mine and my daughter's whereabouts, and they knew it and they could tell it was him under the account. But papers had not quite been served yet by the other county because he'd skipped there, and so it kept the arrest from happening. So the entire time, everything's been in place for all this time. He has been doing this to us. He was already going to be violated from where go, really. But then here's the proof. Out of Piper and all them's own mouth. You cannot deny it. The entire time, he's been here, behind the scenes, putting out info to her and Ziggy and the rest. Obviously, Penny, Green Eyes, etc. And well, as you can see, Green Eyes is not all he appears either, right? Considering the lineup with Lady Justice, Fake Fed, Penny, the rest. Now, is it? CHER? Oh, but it's gonna get better. It's gonna. And by the way, July 31st was not the last day to contact for Monster and I. It was well into August. Because he kept finding me out in public and shit. Especially if I was alone, and he would be all nice and sweet. I just need time, and I love you. And I still had no idea what the hell was going on, which is why it took me a couple weeks to file the order, because I was like, holy shit. And it was all set-up-y shit, Anyway, so there you go.
Tonight on Ziggy's live, she did confirm some of the information that I had that nobody would have. For instance, I have a screenshot that, and I'm not trying to shame anybody here. But what I'm saying, it's, for evidence, proof that I was speaking to Andy. Andy sent a screenshot of he and Jody Sue talking, and Jody Sue was asking for him to come over so that they could have sex. So I mentioned that to her in Ziggy's live, and she did not deny it at all. In fact, she gave an excuse for it, about
An excuse for it.
being abused and how, that cycle works.
Yeah, because that's how the cycle did work.
So I do feel that it's the real Andy. So yeah, country sounds like they're in it for the money. I would say that's 100% true. He did not want to talk to me if I did not have $500. But like I said, I did get to talk a little bit. So back to the noises and sounds. So he said that they can hear everything from the Wells Hill. He said they can even hear the Wells arguing inside their home. He did not hear the scream. He was not there. He was at work during that time. Jody Sue says that there is camera surveillance at his work, so his alibi would be those cameras. So I'm
that they may or may not have checked about 9 days later, but that's fine. Carry on.
not saying he's guilty at all here. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying Jody Sue's guilty of anything. What I'm doing is exploring the people that were around at the time or shortly before or after that Summer went missing. So I think it's prudent to even people that you think are innocent to go down that road and learn a little bit about them, because that can help you learn a little bit about the environment that they're in and other people that are around them. So again, he said he could hear every noise and that he wouldn't doubt if there was a scream that she would be able to hear it. He said that it was actually her son who heard it. When we were speaking, conversation jumped around a little.
I don't even know what the hell. See, it's that little.
We didn't get to. I had a lot more questions on that, but he was pretty upset with Jody Sue. He was not offensive about her. He didn't call her names or anything like that. He said that he wasted 26 years of his life with her, and he's just glad to be single at this point. And apparently she causes a lot of drama around the home, and he does not deny that he did physically assault her. He said that it wasn't like he beat her up like a man. And these are his words. He said that he just, hit her like a one-time hit when he did it. Not that that makes it any better.
And I'm pretty sure we all know that that's not true, don't we? And he has even come out himself on live saying, yeah, I busted her face open to the bone, all that, So even by his own admissions now, you can see what he was originally saying. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
It does not. But the point is that he admitted that he had been physical with her. He seemed truthful in that way. And so that kind of lended to his credibility. He said that Jody Sue gets really dramatic. And if you guys remember Jody Sue speaking about the land issue, he said that she just got really into that. Nobody asked her to, and she took it over and was really making a...
And that's bullshit. And you've even heard him say that he didn't want anybody living there in the front yard, this and the other, blah, blah. he and his family offered to buy it this year. So we now know also this is bullshit. By his own words online. And by, the recordings I've played for you all on the phone with him yelling at the attorney for dogs. So, carry on.
A lot of drama around the circumstances and causing. Now, remember, this is all from Andy. This is, I don't know. I wasn't there. But he said that she really took that overboard.
Right.
And, I can believe that just by the way she really was obsessed with it and speaking about it.
Except out of his own mouth. We all know it's not true now. And because of the videos. But yeah, look at this
and her videos. And he said that they searched their property for several days, looking, for Summer, if maybe she had gotten injured or stuck somewhere. So they did search their property. I was unable to ask if, I did ask if law enforcement searched his property, and he did not answer. And let's see. Okay, so I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of what else. Oh, okay. So he said that I don't know if you guys have seen that Green Eyes around in chat, or Moonstone is his other name. He has a crow for his picture, and his name is well, I don't want to say his name is Daryl, and I won't say his last name, but he is the one who gave me Andy's number. And I really didn't think that it was the real number. And lo and behold, it was. But this gentleman apparently, and I don't know, but apparently this gentleman had been harassing Andy and his parents. And other people have been harassing and calling his parents.
Yeah, and I and the children and everybody else decided to everybody else. We were like, man, this is dangerous. This is a dangerous guy. If you've watched any of the Facebook vids this dude, and as you can see some of the messages here off of at least one or two of the accounts he had messaged me, Daryl Jacobs, Daryl Johnson, etc. We were like, we need to warn him, and who it is and who it's related to, which I knew by that point was Keys and CHER in this group. Alright, so we were like, watch out, please don't be online, etc. During this call, Tiffany Marie hears him screaming and yelling at us. Has me in fucking tears. He's all jabbing like, oh, I got a house, I got a bad bitch, ain't got none type of shit, right? And then he goes, and he says that about how he don't give a fuck about Summer goddamn wells, all he wants is, money, if we're making money and a lot. We weren't making a fucking dime on shit, bro. He didn't give a fuck though, he wanted money. You've recently heard TM admit to hearing this call. I wonder who overheard that at that point in time. And then, realized to use Bible. But also, here's the thing, they'd already been reaching out to him. Actually, let's finish this. I'll just let y'all listen from here.
And him, and he's no longer working. He's unemployed right now. He said he had to quit his job. There's a restraining order on him. He cannot see his kid.
There's an order of protection.
he said. He said that Jody Sue took his vehicle when she left, and then
it wasn't him. It was just in his name. He made everybody think it was. And that video is him popping his head in the window, being like, "Baby, you can keep your car," but then popping back out of it in front of stalling the rails, going, "I want my fucking car." My family could even tell you. Right across the aisles from me in stores, he was talking to her. "Tell her she can keep her car. She can keep her car." You know, I wasn't that dumb. I'm not gonna keep a car and make the last couple payments I needed to make on it to pay it off, and then him come and take it from me. So I let it go. End story. Anyway.
didn't make the payments and it got repossessed. Let's see.
And by the way, at that point, he did have a car. He had several. He had many, plus he had our son's car he sold off. He had the cabin he sold off. He did all these things. He had cars. Ample amounts. He had a brand new car before, even, like, I was like, what the fuck, when we should have dentist stuff with my son. Before, like, he still had not had the balls to be like, hey, it's done anything. When he'd see me in public, it was still, I just need time. I'm at mom and dad's, you know. I'm like, what the fuck? Here's this brand new car parked there. There was many. They kept changing my underwear. Anyway, carrying them. So another lie.
Country Christian, it wasn't Don's number.
Mind you, during all this period, he kept eyes and ears on us. He kept coming to the property. He was staying in contact with family. Even with the work. It's bullshit. Pure bullshit.
I do want to talk to Don. I really want to explore this abduction idea or possibility. I wanted to discuss theories today and possibly like, you know, as we watch videos from the very beginning, we can add, like, okay, this makes this theory more possible, or this rules this theory out. So I kind of wanted to work on that with you guys today, but with this Jody Sue thing, as it popped up, and she did, I don't know if any of you guys saw
this Jody Sue thing as it popped up. What the?
Ziggy's live stream, but Jody Sue got pretty upset with me, so I am going to play that.
Yeah, she's going to play me pretty upset with her for putting that information my abuser was putting out. Yeah. And starting to work for him. I wonder who introduced him all. Right. All right. So, here we go. Now, these will predate the things, right? This is allegedly Jen L. Ham Ewan. Right. Sound like a Jen Hyman to you? A Jen Hyman. But, Jen L. Ham Ewan, right? Contacting Monster here. I don't know what he's all about, but I have no reason to lie. Anyway, these are the messages. But these are sent to me by another account. Okay. But they're, you know, it's creepy as fuck. Anyway, these people harassed him to speak, to talk to him, wouldn't know if he can call. He was like, no, I'm at work. I really just want this bullshit to stop, the calls, this and the other. And then there's the vague threat, right? Okay, I will leave you alone. But Daryl Jacobs won't. Good luck with that. Peace. And then, it's about the ex, of course. Yeah, the rumors about me online by my ex. Thanks, hun. Spelled Hun. Told you I had to go to work, got other things to do. They want to know if he could talk after work. And then is your ex Jody Sue or not? He's like, yeah, she's my ex. Yada yada. They want to know. Oh well. By the way, I'm not friends with Daryl and Daryl Jacobs Green. And I really don't. Oh well. By the way, I'm not friends with Daryl. And then Voldemort. So Randy goes, why does he have pics of my kids? Keep this in mind. Hon, I really don't know. Off of Facebook, maybe. I've never talked to him in my life on phone, just a little bit on Messenger. He's after Dawn and Candace and Benny. And he goes, who's Benny? They go, Benny Keys. You have to know him. And they shoot him a picture of Benny on a live stream for when Dawn was shitting on the toilet, I guess, is what it looks like to me. Or maybe not, I don't know. But that's the picture they sent to him. And then, of course, the threat, But keep in mind, he's like, how does this dude have a picture of my kids? Now, this is Jen L. Heim Ewan, somehow in possession of text between Green Eyes and Candace. Jen Ewan sends them to Ashley Long, who are all trying to play me for a fool. Right? Candace and Green Eyes are having a fight. Real the whole world of shit, Candace says. Green Eyes says maybe she go like clear some bullshit up. Candace goes, I will with Squall Tit, but all the other bullshit YouTubers can get fucked. What about the dark net? What about them? I don't know nothing about them, Candace says. And once again, somehow Janelle Heim is in possession of messages between Candace and Green Eyes. Wonder, what's up with that, right? Candace goes, your fucking bitch boy ain't ran nowhere, bitch, like you and your wannabes. Green Eyes goes, you can't run from the FBI. And just more of the same, you can't run. She calls him the N-word a few times. That type of shit. And then, somehow, Jen L. Heim is in possession once again with Green Eyes messages between Candace, this time it's Dawn and Green Eyes, but Jen L. Heim is in possession of them. And then sends them to the Ashley. Alright. So, yeah, it's weird, ain't it? See that 3 for line up there? It's fucking strange, right? Once again, they're fighting Green Eyes is terrorizing Candace. Oh, and there's another one between Candace and Green Eyes. Candace and Green Eyes. Dawn and Green Eyes. And then there's the same gross stuff there done to us, like you were fucking Hunter when she was dying, you know, while she drowns. That type of shit. And there's Daryl / Green Eyes harassing Dawn on Facebook. And of course, Benny's mentioned again. And then here's this guy asking Ashley and Jen why nobody's allowed to see my kids. I want Jody to let nobody see her kids. And there he is in possession of Summer's Facebook account. Right, which was taken down very early on. And here's you know, some weird GGJFTK and Jennifer Houghton arguing. It gets real weird in these streets, don't it? And then here you go. Daryl / Jacobs and Green Eyes is talking to them about Andy and that he saw her 2 nights before. But there you go. Right? Now you know, I mean, like, seriously, right? I mean, it's weird for me because in this one, because of the way my mind clashed at one point in the video, it's when Scott H hit on and tried to do a hit piece over. But anyway, here's the bullshit about Summer, you know, and the whole she's alive somewhere, you know, but then also stabbed to death. I mean, it's just gross shit. But this is supposedly the Jen Elheim Ewan, right? Supposedly. And she's supposed to be on Timmy's page. See? She's supposed to be on Timmy's page. But there's a problem. Because, and I mean, if you notice, well, she does have green eyes now, doesn't she? And then, of course, and there for some reason, they sent me a picture of Candace crying on Squall Tits with Del Terry in the background and Dawn. Remember what she was saying to Green Eyes about how she wouldn't go live with anybody else, but she'd go live with Squall? Well, this was on Squall's. So apparently in a few days, whenever that happened, so the other Jenna, Candace's bestie, she was also friends with Tim on his account. What are the odds of that? Wouldn't make her cry on Candace's panel. Or the Squall's panel. Right? Alright. Now I want to show you something. Because this is where it gets super weird. Actually, we're going to go back to this. I remind you, on the 19th of November, he starts sending me the same pictures that they stole from the Facebook of our children. Right? And such. These are screenshots of him fucking me on other accounts. Yes, Brian and Jake were doing blah blah. Caption music, right? Music and pictures and threats. Gosh, it seems familiar, don't it? Does seem familiar. Really does. Oh, and then the behavior panel is waiting for me. Candace and Dawn were cleared. That's fine. Alright. Let's see here. Nothing on that one. Is it on this one? Now, there's a variety of Jacob's accounts, Johnson accounts. One's a little different than some others. This one starts up November 23rd, right? Oh, what happened? Why did you do away with this one? You act like I ain't got no. Seriously, in the past few minutes? Jesus Christ, y'all quick, bro. Cool. Alright. They sent me just some stuff. November 23rd. obviously Daryl Johnson, Daryl Jacobs has contact, because look at this. And he admitted already. Right? Another